Hello, this is Kabalamat, and welcome to episode 15 of Rule the Waves 2 Let's Play Japan. So we're still at war with France, and let's look at the map. We're invading this colony, which is Kwang-Chou-Wan, and we're also planning to invade Tonking, which is the next colony along. So let's see what forces we've both got in the area. They've now got a big force in the air with 3 battleships and 3 battle cruisers and 1 aircraft carrier. So I'm going to move some more ships, particularly another aircraft carrier, to. And in fact, I'm also going to move some of these Gatoris, which have recently become in service, into Southeast Asia. So that'll beef up my forces there. And also, I've got 2 new battleships, which I can also put in there as well. Excellent. The Mutsu and the Qingtao. So they're going to Southeast Asia as well. And let's play my move. Coastal raid, battle in support of land combat, accept. Let's see what forces it gives us. I've just been given a light cruiser and 2 destroyers. So because that's a fairly slow and fairly weak ship, and performance of my light cruisers so far has not been particularly stellar, I'm not going to take much in the way of risks on this. And we seem to have sighted something. What have we sighted? If it's a merchant ship, I'll sink it. If it's anything powerful, anything more powerful than a destroyer, then, well, that's another matter entirely. That's a TR. Okay, so he's got a big fleet. He's got at least 1 light cruiser. An Admiral Cecil, which is more powerful than mine. So I'm going to do a runner, because I don't want my ships to be sunk, and more importantly, I want my ships not to be sunk more than I want to sink his ships. Right, so let's see how that's bearing up. It's not been hit by anything. It's scored 3 hits, so it's time to do a runner. And he seems to want to go after me. Okay then. Well, that puts my destroyers in a really good position to torpedo his light cruiser. So let's put them on flotilla attack, and the destroyers are going to make a torpedo run. And I've hit a destroyer. Okay. Not hit his light cruiser. How many torpedoes have I got left? Hardly got any torpedoes left, only 1. Oh well. Let's just make that, give that a support roll to my light cruiser, so I don't have to do anything with it. And actually, where's my nearest base? My nearest base is miles away, but I might as well head towards it, since it's as good as any other place that I could be going to. And let's just head for home. So he may be getting 1 of my destroyers, but he certainly won't be getting my cruiser. I'm not enormously fussed if I lose a destroyer. If it happens, it happens. probably going to lose that destroyer now. So he's catching up on my destroyer, so I've probably lost this destroyer. Oh no, he seems to be running away. Okay, well that's fair enough. I don't mind that at all, and it looks like all my ships are going to make it back home. And that's the end of the game. So he lost 2 merchant ships, and I lost nothing. So I'm happy about that. Bit of an inconclusive battle. I wasn't going to press that. It's possible I might have been able to sink his cruiser, but I would have risked mine. Okay, so we're still winning this trade war. He's sunk some of my submarines, but if we look, I've sunk 18 of his ships, and he's only sunk 6 of mine. So that's a good trade-off. I've got some extra money here, so I'm going to build some more submarines. And let's go on to the submarine screen. And let's build these ones. Resume. And we'll build another one of these as well. And I want to keep some positive balance because I'm actually quite low on money altogether. Actually, looking at the dock size, I need to increase my docks. So let's do that. So let's play the next move. Carrier battle. Battle in support of land combat. So I've got 10 battleships and 4 aircraft carriers, and he's got a lot less. They're the sort of odds I like. Cruiser action. Accept. So this is in Northeast Asia. So I'm less happy about this because I don't have much in the way of good ships. But what I can do is make sure I don't get very far from port. That's the Tokyo, which is a crap ship. What's this? Okay, so let's... And what's he got? He's got a battle cruiser. Well, there's no way that my ships are going to be able to get his battle cruiser. I've got 2 old cruisers and some destroyers, and they're all old destroyers as well. Now, I'm not even going to try that one. These are all just going to go to port because they're not stupid. And that's that. I may move some of my ships back to Northeast Asia just for this sort of occurrence. And that's the end of the scenario. So he had a battle cruiser. Let's see what his battle cruiser was. It was the Duquesne, which is a fairly old ship, armed with 6 13-inch guns. I've got some ships that I could, and it's got a speed of what's its speed? 26. So it's not a particularly fast ship, not a particularly well-armed ship, and quite a badly armoured ship. I may move some of my older ships back for the purpose of fighting ships like that. There's a draw. We need this technology. French medium bomber. So it's got a combat radius of 500 nautical miles and a speed of 151. Heavy fighting in Kwang-Chou-Wan, and we're still ahead in the submarine war, so that's good. So let's have a look at where his ships are. He's now got 1 battle cruiser in Northeast Asia. See, I've got 2 old battleships, but unfortunately they're in mothballs and I can't unmothball them. He's hardly got anything here. Okay, I can afford to move some of my battleships from Southeast Asia to Northeast Asia. So let's do that. So I'm moving back from Southeast Asia to Northeast Asia. 2 battleships, they're not particularly wonderful ones. An AV, which will help me with reconnaissance, and some destroyers. And all these destroyers, most of these destroyers are a bit damaged. So by going back to my home area, that they'll be able to get repaired. So let's move these to Northeast Asia. Okay. And we'll make the next move. Convoy attack. Yes. 1 destroyer can't take part. What have I got? They've probably just given me a few poxy destroyers. What I would love would be a convoy attack with my fleet, with the convoy defended by his fleet, so that he would have to use his fleet to defend his convoy, and then he would probably end up losing most of it. Now this looks like it's a night battle. Let's put that into line ahead. Let's see what the time is. The time, 2 hours from dawn, and it looks like that's where some of his ships are. Okay, that's his destroyer screen. I think his convoy is round about here somewhere. So let's see where the convoy is. And looks like we've got his convoy. Yes, we have. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we'll look at the main one and we'll do a status, and we'll move that so that it's going towards that way. Set for force. These ships all want. Yeah, I'm going to move some of these that way because I don't know where the rest of his ships are, and I've got a feeling that some of them might be over here and some of them over there. Okay, there's nothing over there, so let's see what's going on over here. And here's the rest of his transports. And I'm going to turn these together, and they're all going to go that way. At least I think this is transports, maybe it isn't. I'll find out. Yeah, that's his transports. Okay, that's excellent. So that can go there. This one can go here. These seem to be going. Oh, that's sinking anyway. I'm going to lose most of these destroyers, but at least I'll get his merchant ships in return. And I think it's time for my ships to all leave. So, is this the boss ship? Yes, it is. And I'll put it here and set for force. And they're all leaving. And so that's my ships all leaving. And that's the end of that battle. Let's see what the result was. I sank 8 merchant ships and I lost 2 destroyers. And it's saying I'm the victor, so I'm not going to argue with that. Leave scenario. Enemy marginal victory. Okay then, well it's changed its mind, it now thinks the other side won. Okay. Now, we've got the same event as we had before. We can secure even better terms if we crush them completely. Well, we want to grab their 2 colonies that we're invading. We still haven't invaded Tonkin yet. We should not let them off cheaply. We should press for hard terms. I'm going to go for the top one. And we're still winning the submarine war. This time we sunk 22 of their merchant ships. So let's have a look at our aircraft types, because I want to see. Well, our oldest is 2 years old, so that's fine. We don't really need to update anything here. And we're running a bit short of money, so I don't want to spend money where I don't have to. Where are my warships? These two are in mothballs. These two in Northeast Asia. This one, the Turkey, is in Northeast Asia. And everything else is in Southeast Asia, more or less. Apart from a few that are raiders or whatever. Enemy coastal raid, accept. Attack enemy ships in general. So it looks like it's given us a decent sized fleet, which is good. We've got 2 heavy cruisers, that's excellent, because that means that he'll have a decent sized fleet as well. Let's speed that up to maximum, set for force, yes. And unknown ships sighted. Okay, so this is where his ships are. Let's have a look at what aircraft assets I can do. I've got quite a lot of torpedo bombers, and they're going to make a coordinated strike on his force, launch strike. They'll land at night, that means that night time is soon, so let's see when night is. It's in exactly an hour. Okay, fair enough. We're going to have night fairly soon, but before it's night, it's time for us to attack the enemy. And these destroyers are all going to fan out a bit. That's a cruiser, isn't it? And that wants to be on line ahead. That wants to be on line ahead. And these are going to go here. What's this as a TR? And I think I'm going to... The destroyers for the aircraft carrier, they're more useful going up here somewhere, so I'm going to put them up there and put them in line ahead. So, that's all my ships deployed, and they're all moving towards the enemy. And we'll see what the enemy's got fairly soon. He's got a CV by the look of it. Well, that's excellent news, because the fact that he's got a CV, yeah, he's got a CA and an AV. Okay, so I've got 2 CAs. Let's see what they've done so far. They've not fired anything. And let's... Do we want to adjust it? Yes. Let's see where the strike is. Oh, they seem to have moved that way a bit, so let's move them over there. Signals misunderstood. Let's see how damaged my ships are. These cruisers not been hit at all. Scored 1 6-inch and 2 4-inch hits. The other cruiser, that's been hit 4 times. This is the one with 8-inch guns. This is one of my old cruisers that I spent quite a lot of money updating. So it's got 4 8-inch guns, it's got an improved director, and it's also got 5-inch secondary armament. That hasn't hit anything, but it's been hit with 10 medium hits, and it's also starting to flood. So that may have to return to port fairly soon. The enemy looks like he's running away, which is, I suppose, good. Let's put that in attack mode. We can't do anything with that. These can go up here. This can go here. And these ships can go forward. These destroyers can go here. Yeah, so this cruiser seems to be quite badly damaged. So that is going to go to port. We'll make that independent. Unfortunately, I don't think there's an option to tell it to go to port in there, so I don't really know what that's doing. So, now these heavy cruisers are a bit close to his destroyer. I don't like that. So I'm going to move my destroyers in to attack his destroyers. These heavy cruisers are going to go away. This destroyer here. Oh, we've got small ships over there. I'd like to sink all his ships if possible. But you never get all the things you want, do you? Let's have a look at what sort of ship his heavy cruiser is. Okay, so that's 9 10-inch guns. Well, I've got 2 heavy cruisers, both of which are slightly less good than it. But because there's 2 of them, they ought to be able to beat it. So, everything is going to be attacking his heavy cruiser. I'd like to bump that up to 35, which is the speed of my fastest ship, which are these destroyers here, and full speed ahead. We're getting towards night. I'm letting these ships that were over there escape because it's more important to get his cruisers than it is to get some Poxy AV, which isn't a particularly useful ship anyway. He might escape. Yeah, he's escaping. Need to put that there. And these destroyers need to go here. I need to put my destroyers onto flotilla attack. His cruisers his. That's good. That means that I've overtaken his cruiser. The Megami has blown up. That was one of mine. So these destroyers are going to get onto his heavy cruiser, which is here. They don't seem to be torpedoing it, do they? That mighty. I found quite a few torpedoes though. And my heavy cruisers are moving up. How fast is its cruiser going? It's only doing 15 knots, so I'm gonna catch up with it fairly soon. These in the right position. So these destroyers need to be in the right position to do a torpedo attack on his cruiser. He's been hit by a torpedo. One of my ships has been hit by 2 torpedoes. His has been hit by lots of torpedoes. And I think my ships are all going to go home now. And so what's this one doing? This one needs to go home as well, actually. Has he got any torpedoes left? Yes, he does. Okay. This ship is going to torpedo his cruiser as well. which is here. I'm going to slow it down a bit. Come on, it's a sitting duck, matey. No, it doesn't want to. Probably already sinking. It's been hit by 5 torpedoes, so I'll be very surprised if that doesn't sink. And let's put this. Yeah. So my ships are all returning to base. Yes to all. I don't want to lose anything. It's more important that I don't lose my ships than that he does lose his ships. And that's the end of the battle. Let's see what the result was. So I've sunk 1 heavy cruiser and 1 destroyer, and I lost a light cruiser and 2 destroyers. Well, I'm fairly happy with that. Battle of Takao. Got a new torpedo bomber. Let's see if it's any good. Well, it's faster. It's got a longer range. Same bomb load. It's tougher and more manoeuvrable. So I think I'm going to have that. Fighting continues in Kwang-Chou-Wan. One of our ships has hit a mine, which is not good. And we're still winning the trade war. We seem to be losing quite a few subs, which is a bit annoying. Maybe we should build some more. And let's look at submarines and all these ones. We're going to build. Resume construction of those 5 submarines. And we can also build 3 coastal submarines. So that's uses up all our money. And now some of these ships are almost built. This Agano and this Kako. So when they're built, then that will also save a bit of money. Let's have a look at the situation for force. We've got quite a lot of force in here, but they've got nothing there. And in Southeast Asia, the French have got 4 battleships and 1 light aircraft carrier, whereas we've got 9 battleships and 4 aircraft carriers. So I think we can safely say that we will beat them there if they choose to fight us. So let's play the next move. Coastal raid, and this looks it's a medium-sized battle. And let's see what it's given us. It's given us 2 cruisers by the look of things, 2 light cruisers and some destroyers. Let's have a look at what time it is. Dawn in 20 minutes. And we're going to destroy the bombardment tower, at least that's what it wants us to do. And we've sighted a ship. I wonder what we've sighted. I'll investigate with my destroyers. The cruisers will not do much to start off with. I think that's a merchant ship. It is. Been hit by a torpedo. Okay, that ship is effectively sunk. So let's move these over to here. Well, they don't look to have anything else. So let's. And he's got some more ships over here. That's another merchant ship, which again we're not vitally fussed about. If we get it, then that's nice. If not, and he's got something here. What's he got here? It's a balance. Let's see what he's got. Let's have a look what he's got. He's got 2 destroyers by the look of things. 2 destroyers and something else. Another merchant ship. That's a KE, and that's probably a destroyer. Oh no, both merchant ships. Okay. Well, I'm happy to sink these merchant ships. These are going to look around the entrance. I'm going to put them on cruise. I'll put this on cruise as well. And I'm going to bombard the target. And let's slow them down a bit. Go past the target. These are going to go past the target as well. They'll do the faster speed. And we've sunk the bombardment target, so let's get out of dodge. Set for force, yes. And off we go. And there's these two ships here. Okay. We'll attack these ships here. I think they're destroyers, so we can fairly easily beat them. Because we've got 2 cruisers and 4 destroyers. No to all. We're not going to pick up his merchant ships, survivors, because we're far too close to his port. These are going to... it would be really nice if the interface had a... if there was orders you could give it, like the roll here, where you could tell it to attack a given enemy ship or formation, and then it would just pursue them until they were sunk. But unfortunately we don't have that, so we're just going to have to do lots of clicking. How's that? That's been damaged. Okay, that one's now probably sunk, so we'll have a look at the other one. It's definitely sunk now. That's sinking. So, let's all go home. Opposing forces are far apart. Do you want to end the scenario? Yes, I do. They lost 2 destroyers, 3 merchant ships, and 1 land target, and we lost nothing. So that's a victory for us. Leave scenario. Gain 1 prestige. Only the Navy can win this war, or the Navy can get by with less resources. Well, we seem to be having quite a lot of difficulty with our land invasion, so we're going to give some resources to the army. And that's not very good for us, really. We're really running out of money now. I'm actually considering putting this extra ship into mothballs because we can't afford it. Carrier battle. They've got quite a lot of ships. Yes, accept. They decline. Accept. It'd be nice if there were more fleet battles in this game. I would love to have a fleet battle against the French. Yeah, this is going to be one of those nighttime battles. I hate nighttime battles. the problem with nighttime battles is you never know what's going on, and what often happens is your ships end up being torpedoed by masses of enemy destroyers. I mean, it's okay when it happens the other way around, when you're doing it to the enemy, but when the enemy does it to you, then it's less good. I think he's round about here somewhere. And I think the enemy is here. Put my destroyers there. Okay, so where are they then? Seems to be something down there. Okay, oh, he's got a battle cruiser. Well, that's not a bad thing necessarily, because if he does actually have a battle cruiser there, I might be able to torpedo it. Because I've got such a light fleet that I can't hope to beat it in a fair battle. But even if I lose all my ships, I don't really care particularly. Is this one of mine, or is it a merchant ship? It's a merchant ship. Right, so these are all going to go back towards the enemy, and he seems to have light cruisers now. We don't actually know what he's got. CA, CL, BC. Okay, he's got some ships, but what they are we don't know. And we found something. So everything's going to move towards the thing that we found. That's got, our Oki's got 6 torpedoes, so it's not a bad ship. Right, so he's got 1 destroyer and 2 other ships. I don't know what the other ships are. I wonder if he's got anything more over there. I don't think he does. He's got at least 4 ships. I think he's just got 4 destroyers. Okay. So that's an old cruiser with 8-inch guns, and that's one with 6-inch guns. What's up with his light cruiser? Okay, that's been damaged a little bit. So I'm going to move my light cruisers towards it, and my destroyers as well. And we're going to put my forces onto, where are we, status, flotilla attack, which gives us an increased chance of torpedoes. Everything's going to go towards the enemy ships. We've got them against the shore, which is a good position to have the enemy ships against, because it means they're less manoeuvrable. Because if he's on the shore here and we're here, then he can't run away from us, because he can't go directly away from us, because he'd be hitting the beach. Enemy ship hit by torpedo. Enemy ship hit by torpedo. We're losing an Oki. Oh, let's see what we can do here. So can we sink his cruiser? France has no ships left at sea, So we sank 1 cruiser and 3 destroyers, and we lost 2 destroyers. I'm going to have a look at the details of his cruiser. So his cruiser, it's got 9 6-inch guns, which we already knew. It's got improved director. It's got 2-inch deck armour. Sorry, 2-inch belt armour and 1-inch deck, which is roughly the same as my cruisers. This one was hit by 12 medium hits and a torpedo. Do we know what sunk it? I think it was just sunk by the torpedo and all the other stuff. Okay, so that's good. That's a satisfactory battle. So let's end that. That's a victory for us. Battle of Takao. Our ship CL Agano is commissioned into the Navy. It's somewhat overweight. Another torpedo bomber. That's slower than that one. It's the same bomb load. It's less tough. No, we're not going to have that. We don't want it. And food is becoming scarce in France, which is very good. And we're still ahead in submarine war. And where are we for building extra submarines? We could build a few more, I suppose. We're a bit down on money. We're very low on money. This one will be finished in 8 moves, which we may have to cancel completion of that. Carrier battle, accept. They decline again. Deck edge lifts. Private venture fighter. Okay, so that's about as fast as that one. It's got longer range, less manoeuvrability. So it's longer range but less manoeuvrability. No, I'm not going to bother with that. And we've taken control of Kwang-Chou-Wan, so that's very good. So we've got 1 possession. And we're still winning the submarine war. And we're still trying to attack Tonking, but it's nothing. What doesn't seem to be happening, does it? I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's a bug or whether it's just failed to do it. Let's try that again. Actually, that's got a value of 5 with 1 battery. That's got a value of 5 with no batteries, and that's got 5 with no batteries. I'm gonna attack a NAM instead. See what that does, because that's the advantage of a NAM is it's further down here, which allows us to attack these targets later on. It's also close to this American one, which we seem to be fairly close to already. Coastal raid, accept. Attack enemy ships in general. And so we've got some battleships for this one, and we've got an aircraft carrier, so that's good. That means they've probably been given some battleships as well. So let's do Squadron Max, Sector Force. Let's see which battleships we've got. So Nagato and Mutsu are 2 most modern ships, and Chinto with 8 15-inch guns is also a pretty good ship as well. So I'm very pleased with that. And what's the time? It's twilight, sunrise in 10 minutes. Okay, that's pretty much an ideal battle for us. Unknown ship sighted. Let's have a look what we've got. Cruiser is launching torpedoes, so that's the cruiser there. These can be online ahead here. And I'm going to move my battleships a little bit towards that way. And I'm also going to... I've got 2 destroyers for my... they're escorting my aircraft carrier. I think I'll leave them where they are for now. And he's got a battle... Oh, he's got 2 battle cruisers. Excellent. 2 of his battle cruisers against 3 of my battleships. Very good. That's a Nant, which has got 8 15-inch guns. That's a Nant as well. That's unidentified. Okay, we've got a battle on our hands. Let's... Well, it does not permit aircraft launches. That's a bugger. Okay. Well, these 2 destroyers then, they can follow the rest of my ships. Now I want to see how I want to do this. I don't want to get too close to him. What's the 11 as I've got plenty of time. And see, his ships are all 28 knots, whereas mine are also 28 knots, so I can't outrun him. In fact, I'm going to put this on turn together so that all my ships can fight in echelon against him. And it looks like he's running away. And I should really make sure that I don't make a joke about cheese-eating surrender monkeys, shouldn't I? And one of my ships has been hit by a torpedo. Well, that served me right for making that remark, doesn't it? One of his ships has been hit by a torpedo. I don't like this destroyer here. I'm going to move my cruiser towards it. In fact, my cruiser wants to get away from his battleships because it'll get sunk otherwise. And let's move these destroyers a bit towards them as well. So that's now been hit by something like 5 or 6 torpedoes. I think we can safely say that ship is not long for the world. And we'll put these on line ahead. So that's now been hit by something like 8 torpedoes. Nagato's been hit by another one. Let's see what my ship's been hit. So Nagato has been hit by 2 torpedoes, which is not good at all. But because it's such a good ship, it's hardly flooding at all. So it's actually still afloat. It's still a going concern. I'm not happy though about it. How fast this has been lightly damaged. I'm going to move these a bit this way. And my destroyers now want to, whoops, go towards his battleship, this cruiser. See, I'm not happy about these destroyers here either. This weapon. How's my battleships getting on? So that's scored 7 hits, 7 16-inch hits, 10 15-inch hits, and 4 16-inch hits. Most of those are probably against his other ship, this one down here, but some of them will be against this one. That's doing 20 knots. Okay, let's... Can I now launch my aircraft? Let's see. No. And this is good because I've got some destroyers coming up. And these destroyers can go here, so that there'll be a nasty shock for this battleship. No to all. And I'm going to switch. Okay, so I've now got destroyers coming up here. These can go straight towards his battle cruiser. I may see if I can get his AV later on, but I'm much more concerned about his battle cruiser, because that's a far more important target for my ships. Torpedoed. Oh, my aircraft carrier seems to be coming in. Do try not to get yourself sunk, Mr. Aircraft Carrier. What ship's that? That's the Kaga. Hit by torpedo. Medium damage. I think that's that battle cruiser's pretty much had it as well. So let's put these back onto screening the Kaga. Not screening the Kaga. This could be with the Mutsu. I'll put that on support. What's he got left? He's got a destroyer, which I don't care about. Oh, he's got an AV. I'll see if I can grab his AV. Okay, so let's put that on line ahead. That can go towards there. And these ones can also go towards here. And we're catching up with this ship here somehow. Yeah, we're catching up with it. And he seems to have another ship here. I don't know what that is. I think that's maybe a destroyer. It's a KE by the look of things. Grab that back on the fire. We've sunk a load of ships. And I think I'm now going to return to see what's up with his battleships. So I can go there. And these, I'll put these in screen. So his battleships are around right here somewhere. Oh, what's he doing here? He's got another ship there. Okay, that's destroyer. Okay. So we'll grab that. It doesn't do the computer opponent doesn't do screening very well, unfortunately. Ships this way. And that's something that seems to have sunk. That's probably a battleship. Yes, it's a battle cruiser. Is there another one somewhere? What's that, I wonder? Something like this. Okay, so we're not going to find anything else, so let's go here and set for force. We're all going to return home. not really fussed about all that. So let's then end the scenario. And we sank 2 battle cruisers, 2 destroyers, a corvette and 2 merchant ships. We let a CVL get away. We lost a destroyer. Okay, that's good. Leave scenario. Lots of victory points for us. Commissioned 5 submarines. Improved welding. And shall we go for this? It looks to be very... It's got more firepower. Yeah, we'll go for that. It's just slightly better. Your prestige suffers. Hit a mine. Still winning the submarine war, though. We're not. The number of merchants that we're sinking is going down, which is not good. I think submarines, they seem to have a fairly variable effectiveness. Some points in the game they're very effective, and then at other points they're less effective. I think what I can do now is, let's see what they've got in Northeast Asia. They've got nothing. So what I'm going to do is, I've got some air bases in Northeast Asia, and I'm going to... Yeah, so I've got Sasebo. I can get rid of those fighters, disband. This will save a bit of money, and I'll get rid of the. I'll get rid of the torpedo bombers, disband. Yes, and we'll also do the same for Hakodate. So we'll get rid of the torpedo bombers and the fighters. Disband. We just want to save a bit of money because we're very low on money. I think the other thing we're going to have to do is halt the construction of everything now. Yes, it's unfortunately. I wonder if it's going to let us scrap things. Yes. Okay. So some of these. You notice that our balance went up. So even if you've got things that you're not building, if you put them on hold, it still costs you money. That's why I don't like having lots of ships on hold. Well, I've managed to scrap some of the old ones, so that's good. And that's okay because they didn't put much investment in. They've only got about 2 or 3 months worth of building done on them before we went to war, so I'm happy with that. Let's look at the map again. And I think I'm going to leave it there. So we've captured Kwang-Chou-Wan, and we're trying to invade Annam. So that's me, Kabalamat, signing off on episode 15 of Let's Play Japan. So I'll see you all in the next episode, and thank you for watching.